This is the first assignment of the year. This is the points, lines, and planes practice 1. So in this, we need to know points, lines, planes. We also need to know what collinear and coplanar means. Okay, so those are the first 5 vocabs of the year. So if you don't have an understanding of those, you got to refer back to your notes. Okay, so number 1 here, we have a plane, plane R. And then we have a line that's coming up through plane R. And A here is telling us to name 2 coplanar lines. So I see 3 lines that are drawn. They're denoted here by Q, P, and lowercase r. Okay. Coplanar means points that are in the same plane. So the 2 lines here are going to be line P and line Q. So we can name those line Q and line P and line P. The other way we can name those lines is we could pick 2 points that are on those lines. So for the first one here, the red line, line Q, it's got 3 points labeled on it, E, F, and D. So we pick any of those 2 points. Okay. Or we could do, say, ED. We put the line on top of it to name our line. Okay. And the blue one, again, there's 3 points there, C, F, and B. We pick any 2 of those points, so C and B. Either way is going to be right, but there are 2 correct notations here. We can use line Q and line P. Using Q and P here, Q and P again are not points. They're symbols that represent what the lines are. We know they're not points because they don't have dots next to them. On diagrams, points will have dots indicating their location. So we see a dot for D, but we don't see a dot for Q. So we know Q is not a point. It signifies the name of this line. P signifies the name of this line. Right? And again, we could have named these different ways. This could have been FD, could have been FE, could have been DF or ED. And CB, the same thing. We could have named it CF or FB or CB, any of the 2 points on the line. Okay, name 4 coplanar points. So coplanar points are points that are on the same plane. So if we look at the plane that is drawn, there are 5 points that are labeled, C, F, B, E, and D. We want to pick any 4 of those points. So C, E, F, and D are the ones I'm going to pick. C, E, F, and D. The only point that's labeled here that's not on the plane is point A. Name 4 non-coplanar points. So the one thing confusing here is there's 1 point that's not on the plane that's drawn, and that's point A. But a single point by itself is not coplanar or non-coplanar. You have to look at the set of points. So it's not, the question isn't is point A coplanar or non-coplanar. You need to come up with a set of 4 points and say whether they're coplanar or non-coplanar. So here you have 5 points labeled that are on the plane and 1 that's not. So to name one that's non-coplanar, we're going to have to pick 3 that are on the plane along with A, which is not. So CFE and A. Okay, you got to ask yourself, are those 4 points on the same plane? If they are, then they're coplanar. Are those 4 points on the same plane? If they're not, then they're non-coplanar. And so we're going to need to put A in there. Okay, name plane R in 4 different ways. So again, it's plane R. We're using R because that's the symbol in the corner. R is not a point, doesn't have a dot next to it. So it's in the very corner of the plane. So that's the symbol for the plane. So this is plane R. The other way we can name planes is we can pick 3 points from the plane that aren't all on the same line. So we know there's 5 labeled points on this plane. We need to pick 3 of them that aren't all on the same line. So how about E, F, and B? Or plane C, F, and D? Or plane D, F, and B? And there's others as well. Any 3 points that are on the plane that aren't all on the same line. Okay, the second diagram here is a cube. So I got a tissue box to represent our cube. The first question asks how many planes are in the diagram. So again, planes are two-dimensional flat surfaces. They really extend forever, but you obviously can't draw something that extends forever. So it's drawn as a cube here. So there's a two-dimensional flat surface on the top, on the bottom, the front, the back, the left, and the right. So that's going to be 6 planes, 6 flat surfaces. You want to name all the planes. So let's start with the top one. So to name this plane, we see that there's C, J, B, K, A, and G are all part of the top plane. They're all part of the top of the cube. We need to pick 3 of them that aren't on the same line. So let's go with plane. Right, we can't do C, J, and B because they're all on the same line, right? To name a plane, we want 3 points that are in the plane that aren't collinear, that aren't all on the same line. So how about C, J, and K? But there's lots of different possibilities there. C, J, and A, C, J, and G, J, B, and K, J, B, and A, G, J, and K. Right, lots of possibilities there. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the cube now. So the bottom, here's point E, here's point F, here's point D, and point E. So we know those 4 points are on the bottom plane. So we pick any 3 of them that aren't on the same line. So how about D, H, and E? So plane D, H, and E. Front. So here's the front. It's got C, G, E, and D on it. So we pick any of those 3 that aren't on the same line. None of them are, or there aren't 3 of them that are all on the same line. So we can pick any 3 of them. So how about C, G, and E? Plane C, G, and E. The back, B, H, F, and A, and K. So we can pick any of those 3 that aren't all on the same line. The only combination we can't do is B, K, and A because those are on the same line. But how about B, H, and A? Plane. I don't know why I switched colors there. Plane B, H, A. And then the left side here. So any 3. So how about G, A, and F? Okay, and then the right side, this side over here. How about C, D, and H? So there's the names for 6 of the planes in our cube. Part C asks for 3 collinear points. Again, collinear points are points that are on the same line. So there's 2 sets of 3 collinear points here. The first set is going to be C. Let's use a different color. C, J, and B. Right, here's one set. Right, there's a line. So C, J, and B are all in that line. Okay, that's fine. You can end the problem there. The other answer you could have put would have been B, K, and A, or B, K, and A. Part D, name 3 non-collinear points. So there's a whole bunch of combinations of non-collinear points. You can do C, G, and E, D, G, and E, A, G, and C. Lots of different combinations there. Okay. Just 3 points that aren't all on the same line. Okay, number 3 and 4. So number 3 here. Okay, we have a plane, and we have 3 lines that are in this plane. Again, it's a little confusing. F is the name of the whole plane. L is the name of this line. M is the name of this line, and N is the name of this line. So name the line with point P in 4 different ways. So we find point P. Here's point P. Here's the line that has point P in it. So we have to name that line in 4 different ways. The first way we can name that line is using the symbol in the corner. So we can call this line N. The other way we can do it is pick any 2 points on that line. So we can use PR. And you put the arrows on top. RS. W. S. Well, W's out there. I'm sorry. PS. There's 4 ways. We can do them all in reverse too. We can do RP, RS, SP. You just pick any 2 points that are on the line. and put the line symbol over top. Okay. Name the line with point T in 3 different ways. So here's point T. Here's point T. So this can be, again, the L is the name of the line, so we can do line L. Okay. Or we can name the line by picking 2 points that are on the line. So TU or UT. Okay. Name the plane in 4 different ways. So again, F here is the name for the plane, so we can say plane F. The other way to name the plane is to use 3 points that are in the plane that aren't on the same line. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points here. So there's a lot of different combinations. You just want to pick 3 points that aren't all on the same line. So how about W, T, and U? I don't know, R, S, and Q. S, T, and W. Many, many different combinations you can do that. So you use the symbol in the corner of the plane. In this case, it's F. Again, it's a little confusing because it's right by the lines, but F is in the corner, so it's plane F. Or you can pick 3 different lines in the 3 different points in the plane. How many planes are there in the diagram? So for number 4, here you have a flat surface, and then you have a pyramid on top of it. Okay, the pyramid is going to have 4 sides. So the front, the back, the left, and the right, or the left and the right, depending on which way you're facing. So the pyramid's got 4 points. So the front, the back, the left, and the right. And then you have the base, right? So the base of the pyramid is it's part of plane N. So we're going to have 5 different planes. Let's do different color. So we're going to have 5 different planes here. 5 flat surfaces in this diagram. The bottom, the base, which is part of plane N, and then the 4 sides. Is plane N the same plane as plane ABC? Yes, it is. So plane N is the green one here. Plane ABC, right? These points are all in plane N. So it's the same thing. So yes, plane N is the same as plane ABC, right? Because there's 2 different ways to name the plane. You pick 3 points that are in the plane ABC, or you pick the symbol in the corner, plane N. You could also name this plane DBC, plane CAB, plane ADB, right? 3 points that are not on the same line that are in the plane. Okay, name 3 collinear points. So there's only, of the labeled points, there's only 1 set of 3 collinear points, and that's going to be E, F, and C. That's this line right here. So E, F, and C are the 3 collinear points. They're on the same line. 3 non-collinear points. Again, lots of different options here. How about D, A, and B? Those aren't all on the same line. So D, A, B. Okay. Name 2 intersecting lines and their point of intersection. Okay, so we didn't really talk about this yet, but 2 lines will always intersect at a point. So here, let's pick 2 lines on our diagram. How about EA? Okay, and then AB. These 2 lines are going to intersect at point A. So we can do EA intersects line AB at point A. Okay, so line EA is going to intersect line AB at point A. All right, 5 and 6 here. Okay, 5 is a relatively simple plane. Okay. Name the line in 4 different ways. So only 1 line is shown in here. Let's name it in 4 different ways. We can use the symbol in the corner. Okay, so line L. Okay, or we can do any 2 points that are on the line. So P, Q, and R are all points that are on this line. So we can pick any 2 of them and put the line symbol over top. So PQ, QR, PR. Okay, would all work. Name the plane in 4 different ways. So we don't have a symbol in the very corner of this plane, so we don't have a name for it. So we need to use 3 points that are in the plane. So we want to pick 3 points that are in the plane that aren't all on the same line. So plane TPQ, plane, how about TPR? How about plane TQR? And then plane TQP. Or TQP. So, and you can switch the order on these 2. I switched the order. These 2, I just switched the order. That's fine. Okay. 3 non-collinear points, so points that aren't all on the same line. So you would pick 2 that are on the line and 1 that's not. So how about P, Q, and T? And these are, again, our points. So P, Q, and T. Okay. Diagram 6, they have 3 different planes drawn. P, O, and N are 3 different planes that are drawn here. Okay, right? Plane P, plane O, and plane N. Are points A, B, and D coplanar? Okay. All sets of 3 points will always be coplanar, so this is an automatic yes. Any set of 3 points will always be coplanar. If we look at the diagram, we can see it's drawn in here too. We know that A, B, and D are all in plane O. Okay, name all of the planes. So again, plane P, plane O, and plane N. What is the intersection of the 3 planes? So it has it drawn in here for us. The intersection of planes is always going to be line, right? We mentioned the intersection of lines here in number 4. When 2 lines intersect, they will always intersect at a point, unless they're the same line or unless they're parallel. If they're parallel lines, they won't intersect. If they're the same line, they'll intersect at all points on the line. But if they're 2 different lines that aren't parallel, they will intersect at one point. For planes, whenever planes intersect, they're going to intersect at lines, right? So 2 planes intersect at a line. So this one is a B. Name the intersection of the 3 planes. Oh, sorry. So name the intersection of the 3 planes. That's AB, line AB. Okay. What is at the intersection is a line. Okay, and 4 coplanar points here. Non-coplanar points. So A, B, and D are in plane O, but C is not. So A, B, C, and D are non-coplanar. Okay, and that is points, lines, and plane practice 1. Not even 20 minutes. So good job.